Hey Donovan,
Hello.
how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Glad to have you here in
Thank you.
Night of Twisted Films.
Yeah.
So Donovan, could you please introduce yourself?
Yeah. I'm Donovan Smith. I'm a published author. I write for a couple of websites, pophorror.com and blazingminds.co.uk. Um, Basically, just wanted to make a film, and I've always wanted to be a filmmaker. So I've tried to make a film before this, and I made one in high school, which actually won best in class in high school. So it was kind of cool. It was just a little short film about a drug deal gone wrong. So that was back. That was a long time ago. That was back in the '90s. Though.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So I've always wanted to basically make my own film since then, and I've always wanted to just be a director. And I have a lot of crazy ideas, hence the writing.
Cool.
I have a couple books out and stuff. So
Yeah.
my imagination's always turning. So
Yeah, and this is what we want actually. Tell us more about your books.
Well, I was just saying to another person. There's a publishing company called Red Cape Publishing, and I met them because they were doing a series of books called the A through Z of Horror, and each book is specifically towards a certain thing in horror. So like A is for aliens, B is for beasts, C is for
Cool.
cannibals.
Yeah.
So I kind of got into writing with the websites, and then decided to write some short stories, figuring at some point I could possibly get them published. So a few years down the line, they got published. So I have a book called Monsters in the Dark. It's basically like scary stories in the dark, scary stories to tell in the dark, but it's a adult version
Yeah.
with just monsters and a couple slashers in it. And so a lot of people like it, and it got really good reviews and stuff. And so I just dropped literally last month, I dropped my new novella. It's the first one I've ever written,
Cool.
called Go It Alone. It's a pretty crazy story. I can't really say anything about it, because if I do, it'll give away the whole point of the book.
Yeah.
But it's been compared to Hannibal. My villain has been compared to Hannibal Lecter. So
Oh wow.
yeah, already. And this is coming from somebody who's been in Hollywood, in the
Yeah.
business for quite a while, who reviewed my book and said that about it. So
This
it's
is
pretty high
exciting
praise.
news. Exciting
So,
news.
Yeah,
Wow.
just like I said, I got a lot of different stories up, floating
Yeah.
around. So I want to get some of them, on page, but also on film as well, which kind of led me to this, to this
Yeah.
movie Grimoire.
Cool. This is cool. And actually, it's not the first year that you come to a Night of Twisted Films, right? It's
No,
not-
I was
yeah.
here last year. Yeah.
Yeah,
which
and
was-
I
yeah.
saw your post as well. I read
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
super cool.
Yeah, I can't remember what website that was for.
I think Pop Horror or something.
Could have been, yeah. I was in a couple of other ones before that
Yeah.
I'm no longer in. You move and you
Of
get
course.
better and you grow and
evolving.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
It's a journey.
So
Okay, so let's talk now about Grimoire.
okay,
Tell me more about the synopsis, of course, without spoiling the end.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's about a gunslinger whose family got killed. His father got killed, and years later, his wife and two kids were taken by the same creature as a creature. And so he finds this grimoire, which leads him to a cabin where he finds the creature, and so that's essentially it. He's hunting a creature that killed his family. So
Okay. So is your story, for the people who did not watch the movie, is it like character driven? Is it plot driven?
yeah, it's more atmospheric and just kind of character driven, plot driven. It's just one guy in the movie the whole time. And there's a creature in it too, which is actually played by me. But and so, we had to work with what we had. We only had.
Did you add it to our IMDb page? Creature.
Yes.
played
Oh
by-
yes. Yes. Oh yes. I put it on there.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, it was. We shot at the beginning of 2021, so COVID was still strong. So we, nobody wanted to do anything or help out. So we only had me and my brother and our actor who did the movie. And it took us quite a while. We had to film and go back up and do some reshoots and stuff. And then, I had to put it all together and learn to do all the editing and everything myself, sound effects, everything.
Oh wow.
So the
Welcome
entire-
to the indie world.
Yeah,
right?
so the entire movie's done literally all by me, except for the music. I had that outsourced professionally by, her name's Miriam Mayer. She's a big-time legend in the music and, score composer world. She assisted John Williams for years and years.
Oh,
and
wow.
years. So, she's done Phantom Menace and Saving Private Ryan and music on some of those films. And I just happened to get lucky and get her to do the music on my film. That's why the
Yeah.
music is really haunting. You know, the soundtrack's
Really
probably the
cool.
best part, but you know,
Yeah.
but,
Here's my question, Donovan. What advice you give for indie filmmakers? Because you just said that you've done the editing. You had to, learn how to edit. You have to, and you did like most of it yourself. So what do you say to indie filmmakers?
you know, just go at it. Just go out and do it. It sounds cliche because people always say that, but at the same time, that's the thing you have to do. Is you just, it's what I did. I'm tired of hearing people say, just go make it. So I decided to just go make it. But the best advice I could give is, just look at what you have to work with, area, location you have to work with, however many people you got to work with, whatever it is, and use that to your advantage. Which is kind of what I did in this movie. That's why, we only have the one actor essentially, but and it's in a small little location. But I think it worked really well, and that's just look what you look for what you have, what you can utilize to because in indie film we've got to be very crafty and come up with things on the fly, and
Exactly.
so
Yeah. Cool. Very good advice. Because actually we hear this a lot. Like do it. But actually, we're sometimes scared of what of the outcome. We don't want to embarrass ourselves. But actually, we learn.
You're very vulnerable, when you put your work out in front of a bunch of people that and this is my premiere, so I've never shown this film to anybody else except for the producers and the actor and the people who worked on the film. So other than that, nobody's seen it, until we had the premiere here. So
this is cool. You know what? We're looking forward to watching more of your movies. Actually.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
So next year, do you promise us?
I'm gonna try. We're working on a sequel to it right now.
Yeah.
So we have stuff in the works, but
Cool.
we don't know how long it's gonna take us to get all that back together and do all that. As we like we're working with a budget of basically zero, so we.
Of course. Welcome to the indie world, right?
Yeah.
So Donovan,
definitely.
this interview is going to be broadcasted on YouTube, on our channel We Film Festival, and on our social media as well. Thank you a lot for being here tonight, and I'm looking forward for more movies.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Cool.